Beer Guys Radio.
We're live.
We're live. We've done, we did it again. Again and again and again. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, thanks for joining us for the stream here. We greatly appreciate it. We're going to do some radio here with the Atlantucky Brewing crew. Nappy Roots in the house, double threat, brewing, hip hop. You're living the dream.
What's good?
Oh, man, everything.
Everything.
So,
yeah, everything is great, man.
be a good time, man. So good stuff. Well, y'all, we will be back in a few minutes. Any questions or comments, please do post them in the chat, and we'll be back in a few to chat with you.
Open up a tab, grab a seat, and pour a pint. It's time for the Beer Guys Radio Show.
You want free beer? Go to the brewery.
Dedicated to the art, science, and enjoyment of craft beer.
Yo, what's wrong with the beer we got?
Now, here are your hosts, Tim Dennis and Brian Hewitt.
And welcome to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We're broadcasting from the Beer Guys Radio Studios, and this week we are talking with Atlantucky Brewing. I'm Tim Dennis, and with me, as always, is my good friend and co-host, Brian Hewitt.
Hey, Tim. So joining us today, we have Fish Scales and Skinny DeVille, the founders of Atlantucky Brewing. You might also know them from Nappy Roots, potentially. We're going to talk about the long road they went on to open a brewery, some pepper beer, some collaborations, and what's happened since the last time we talked. And yeah, probably some music, I guess. So, guys, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having us, man.
Yeah,
It's
man.
good to be back.
Absolutely, man. It's always great to talk to you guys, and just a quick synopsis for the listeners. We met you guys when you were craft beer fans and just kind of started doing collabs and kind of piqued that interest in the brewing side of things, right?
Yeah, that was like 2016, I feel like.
Yeah. It was a while back. So
Front porch.
Front porch. Yeah, it
sure
front
was.
porch.
Sure was.
Just when you were mere Grammy nominated hip hop stars.
Yeah.
Just that. You hadn't got to the point of opening a brewery yet.
Not at all, man. Not at all.
To throw my old co-host under the bus, that is where Aaron called 808 Blake be still on that interview.
Big
And
mistake.
he's like, no, that's
That's not me.
Sorry.
That's not me, man.
Let's see who doesn't.
Career regret. Yeah.
Yes,
Way
yeah.
off.
So no, Aaron, you know what? This the radio show got him in the beer industry now.
It did,
And he's working for a local brewery. Iron Shield that
Iron
we
Shield.
actually had on recently. He's doing marketing for them now.
Yeah.
So
It's a bit of a tie-in.
Oh, Aaron is?
yeah.
Word.
Yeah, just started there
Yeah.
recently. He'd been with Monday Night and
Yeah,
with Hop
right.
City, and now he's over there at Iron Shield.
That's great for Aaron, man. I think you also introduced us to L. Sharpton the same day when we
See?
all met.
Yeah, that's right. We were all
Yeah.
kind of hanging there doing the thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that was very pivotal for us as Atlantucky.
good
Coming
stuff.
up in the
man.
game, man.
We
Yeah.
just saw El today, told us to tell y'all what up, man.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
keep talking to Elle about doing something
tell-
again and
yeah,
just
you're
trying to sync those schedules up again. But we
Right.
need to make it happen. But
Good
yeah,
guy.
he's one of the awesome people that just really grows and builds and promotes craft beer in Atlanta, but really all over.
Yeah.
So, he's just about craft beer in general.
Right.
And so good stuff, guys. Thanks for coming and
Genuine,
hanging
man.
with us again.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
So-
It's great to see where y'all have taken y'all's craft as well. To see how we've grown together and now we meet back, man. It's really cool to see what y'all are doing.
Yeah, man, I agree. Just keep doing the things, pursuing passions, and having a good time with it.
Yeah.
It's good to have
And drinking beer.
a semi-annual check-in. So it's been like 2 years since we last had you on the
That's
show.
it.
So it's like
Yeah.
every 2
Yeah.
years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's about
Yeah.
every 2
Time
years.
flies.
And it's always cool when we see each other at festivals, man. We just it's like we're not talking business. We're not talking about when we scheduling the next show. We just talking as friends, man.
Having beer,
Having
and hanging
beer.
out,
Y'all
man.
have become like really good friends of ours.
I
man.
appreciate it.
Appreciate
I
that,
know
yeah.
we did I'm going to call it an interview for the sake of my story, but we were at Monday Night, I think, when you did Humdinger.
Yeah.
And we were sitting down for an interview, and I think, Scales, you're like, doing this interview with Beer Guys. You're like, man, I don't even like calling it an interview. We're just friends sitting here talking beer and stuff. So
Yeah.
we'll turn it into something entertaining. We'll turn it into an interview. We'll make it informational
Yeah,
for
and
the listeners. It's
for real, the last time that they were on Beer Guys Radio was actually like a podcast extra. We weren't even planning. We were recording a different show after that. And we're like, I think Skinny said,
Yeah.
"You might as well turn on. You should
That's
just turn
right,
on the
just
mic
turn
and
it on.
record this."
In here.
And so we recorded about
Yeah.
45 minutes
It
worth
was
of
very
show.
impromptu.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I just
Yep.
listened.
Good stuff.
That's a
great.
good show.
It was fun, man.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah,
You know,
man,
what's that? What's that, Skinny?
I was just remembering that, like how we just flopped in here that day, just hanging
Yeah.
out. Like,
Yeah.
It came in and crashed.
The
Beer
door's
Guys Radio
open.
Studios. Yeah,
Me Studio is Sue Studio.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, man.
So good stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and set Scales up. We'll see how long he is able to hold out. But from another one of your Twitter conversations, Brian, and these gets more dangerous every week.
Yes,
You found a treat
yes, I did.
that someone suggested. So Jameson, the whiskey,
Yes,
sent a tweet out saying, "Give us an idea of a cocktail to make with Jameson." And Brian's like, "How about something using a beer?" And you had some naysayers there. No,
I did. I had some people like, "No,
blasphemer,
don't do it."
I believe you were
Blasphemy.
called.
Yeah,
But not long after that, someone tweeted something about whiskey pickles.
that's right.
whiskey pickles.
So
And
Sounds
And
so
we'll
dangerous.
we'll tell the story one day, but Scales introduced me to the pickleback. And we have taken pickleback shots at some of Atlanta's finest establishments
Okay.
and some of their not so fine establishments as
right.
well, right, Scales? So
Yeah.
but on the table in front of Scales right now, we have a jar of pickles that the liquid is 50% Jameson whiskey.
Correct.
So,
Jesus.
what do you think of that, Scales? Do you think that sounds good or
Is this how you
atrocious?
thank me for introducing you to
Thank you, man.
Pickleback?
Thank you so much. Yes.
I have to take it, man. I don't
Okay.
back down from a challenge.
We'll get in there.
And I trust Brian, I think, on this. He made
I don't
this.
know. He did.
So,
I did. Yes, he was
Yeah.
all about it when we talked about it on Twitter. Now
Yeah.
he sees it in the flesh. He's like, I don't know about this anymore.
it was Twitter fingers, man.
The Twitter fingers got you.
Twitter fingers got me. What happens on Twitter, man, we got to leave it there. But since it's here, let's,
Yeah.
I'll partake when the time's right.
He
All right.
done up and done it, Scales.
That's right.
And
Done
you
Not
got it
afraid.
now. That's
Yeah.
it.
Not afraid.
No, but I was telling Brian
True
for
or
some
not.
reason, a shot of whiskey and chasing it with pickle juice, that sounds good to me. But the thought of a pickle that is infused with whiskey does not.
I agree.
We also
So, yeah,
have that
that's
option
right.
in front of us. I had some pickle juice I took to the side and the rest of that bottle of Jameson. So you could do it however you want, pickle or not.
Threats,
I thought
Okay.
this was
threats.
Beer Guys Radio, not Jameson and
It's-
Pickle.
It's
Pickles-
Pickleback
Pickle
Guys
Guys
Radio.
So
Yeah.
Pickleback
I feel like we
Radio.
need to get this out the way. Like, in order to move forward.
Do we want to do this now? Because I'm
I think
ready to
earlier
do
better.
it now. All right, let's do it. Let's
Yeah, you
crack them
taking
open.
one too?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it, Skinny.
All right.
Let's
Nah,
all
see,
go
I knew
in.
it. I knew it.
Let's do it.
I knew it. This is a trap when I walked in here.
It is. Yeah. You're
I
here.
knew
and
it.
I apologize, but I'm sorry that I'm not sorry for trapping me like that.
Am I
So,
the only one looking forward to trying this?
Yeah,
I
go ahead and
seriously
get it
haven't
going,
tried
Brian.
it.
Let's
All
get
right.
this
half
moving,
of one,
man.
I
Well,
can't do the whole one though.
let's get it moving. Yeah.
All
I'm
right,
very
I'm gonna-
anti-pickle.
I'm
very
wondering if
anti-pickle.
I'm just going to be a one bite. And where's that dump bucket? Can we use it for pickles as well as beer?
I think we can.
So,
Yeah.
there
You know
you
what?
go.
While I'm doing this, you could always
no,
wanna go
Mike
through the
Nate,
beer-
would you be so kind as to maybe find us some napkins real quick? And yes,
beers
Brian,
of the week.
that's a
Give me
fantastic
break that, cut
idea.
up into 4 pieces and then let's split the pickle.
Do we have
And
them?
then we do the shot.
I'll just.
pickles and
Golly,
shots.
we got-
I'm just gonna eat the whole thing.
This is off to a good
All right,
start.
well.
So, guys, while we get our pickles going, Brian, please move your pickle mouth away from the microphone. Let's talk about our beers of the week. We want to thank our friends at The Nest for sponsoring this segment.
All right, thank you.
The Nest Craft Beer Barbecue, downtown Kennesaw, Georgia. Scale Skinny, have you been to The Nest before?
I feel like that name sounds familiar.
All right. Yeah, definitely check it out. They've got really good wings. They smoked wings there. And so we are sharing that. And just for the listeners who can't see it, Skinny does look a little scared
Yeah.
right now.
I just don't like pickles.
So we'll see how this goes. But our beers of the week, collaborations is kind of the theme this week, Brian. We have a collaboration with Atlantucky and Pontoon Brewing, which is a maple barrel aged blondie brownie.
Yeah.
And I think, Scales, I won't ask you because I see you're working on your pickle right now. Skinny, that was for Brownie Bash that
Yes,
they did
that's
there,
correct.
correct?
Yeah.
So we'll get into that. We have Atlantucky and Monday night, the Humdinger,
Oh,
which we
shit.
just talked about, which 2018.
2018.
I
Yep.
think is when that was done. So we'll get into that. Wren House, we have Valley House, which is an American lager. And from our friends at Good Word, a collaboration with Green Bench, No Direction Home, which is a French style Pilsner. So that's going to be fun. Guys, Scales, what do you think, man? How'd it work out?
I think you still chewing on it a little bit. I could tell from Skinny's face what he thinks about it.
It tastes like a pickle, which I don't like.
Oh, just
okay.
Did you get into that little bit of a lingering? Don't? Okay.
Do you?
I don't think so.
No whiskey. Can you slide that my way, Skinny? Let me see what's up.
Tim's gonna have to give this a
Kinda
shot.
light
I
on
just
the
gotta
whiskey.
see there.
Yes,
It's light
I know
on the
whiskey.
whiskey.
I don't like
And
pickles.
that's half of
But
it.
maybe pickles kills the whiskey. Is that what the pickleback's supposed to do? It's supposed to knock out
Exactly. So I think the idea behind the pickleback is the pickle juice kills some of the harshness of the burn of the whiskey. So
It's
you-
just the
it wouldn't-
consistency is what I don't like.
oh yeah, you don't like the pickles. That's part
what
of the
I'm saying.
problem. So if you like pickles, you might be into that. I'm curious to see what Tim has just taken a bite of the whiskey pickles. So Scales, you're on board. Look like you were enjoying it.
Well,
Maybe.
I like pickles.
Okay.
Pause. But I feel like maybe you love vinegar in it, right?
Yeah, it's part of the
I feel like
of the
you should
brine.
have took all the juice out, then filled it with JMO.
Oh, okay. Maybe I have to do that
Like,
next
if
time.
you know
you're
what,
gonna do it, if you're gonna do it, hit the wall.
We're out of time. We'll wrap this up in the next segment, but you are listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We will be right back with more pickles and Atlantucky Brewing. So I don't like it.
You don't like it. Okay.
And I don't get whiskey, but it makes it taste weird.
Okay.
So it does not taste like a pickle, but I do get some alcohol burn on my nostrils on the end. So I think my pickle has some ABVs, but I don't like the taste of it.
Okay.
So that's where we are with this.
These
Well,
aren't
that's-
the finest of
So
pickles.
do we agree that it's not that great?
It's a bad idea.
My stomach is starting to warm though. Like
It's starting to warm up a
something is
little.
happening. Yeah.
I'm definitely more intoxicated than what I ate
These-
Try it again.
before I ate.
This ruined my pickles and my whiskey. So
I've got a solution for you, Tim.
I know,
right there in the
right?
middle of the table.
where's that dump bucket?
Pickles. Oh, Aunt Story. Yeah, pickles on
One
everything.
down.
Heck yeah.
Pickle.
Pickle.
Yeah.
I do have more pickles. More pickle questions coming up.
I'm trying.
That was a bad idea.
He's
I
trying.
believe in Brian.
He's a trooper,
You know what?
man. He's
I'm
a
starting
trooper.
to get the whiskey.
Are you?
Yeah.
It's
See,
in
I
there.
got pickle up front, and it kind of faded into whiskey
power
towards
of
the end.
suggestion.
Yeah.
Oh,
All
Totally
right.
getting whiskey now.
Okay.
Maybe I just want it.
That's I was gonna say. You
Something.
keep
He just really wants some whiskey. So, hey, you know what?
half the jar
fine.
in. He's like, I get the whiskey.
Yeah.
I get it.
Oh, you all right?
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's he's
Pushing through.
having an experience over there. I'm not sure if it's a good one or
And
not.
that, Brian,
Let's talk beer.
is the last time Skels ever responds to you on Twitter.
Well,
So.
I noticed after the first
Unfollowed.
time he didn't say it. He unfollowed.
Block.
I probably did.
Blocked.
I probably deserve that. That's probably true. Oh,
Okay, that was good.
I'm
That was
actually
fun.
I'm glad
All right.
I'm glad we tried it.
You know, one thing I do get, it tastes mustardy to me.
Does it taste much?
It
Yeah.
gives me it kind of makes it taste a little mustardy, doesn't it?
I applaud your efforts, though. I
Yeah.
applaud your efforts.
He's adventurous, if nothing else, right?
Yeah.
Way to think forward, man.
Yeah.
I saw that and I'm like, we got to give this a shot. This will be something for us to talk about. Like we may all hate it, but something for us
Shit,
to talk
man.
about.
When the world ends,
Yeah, that's right.
those pickles will be there.
Yes. And I
So
assume
you better
this is going
survive off
to be.
those for at least 6 weeks.
That's probably so. Yeah.
I assume this is going to be a beer at Atlantucky soon, right? You know, you should do a dill pickle sour though. Those are tasty.
Pickle
Tim, I
kills
have
me.
a question in the notes regarding this
Okay.
that we
All
actually
right.
talked about last time you were in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I told y'all about when we visited South Dakota,
Mm-hmm.
Vermilion, South Dakota, to be exact. I think that's northern South Dakota. But it was a big thing in the bar that everybody drank their beer, or they ordered their beer with a pickle.
With a pickle.
With a pickle in the beer, like Coors, your basic lagers, they would take it because you kind of see the salty flavor with the beer flavor kind of go together. But it was a big thing. I seen several people in the bar drinking.
I guess it's like
You
eating
know
cheese
what?
curds or something,
I'm
you know?
sitting here. How in the world is that
Can you-
like eating cheese curds?
It's just a really interesting, like a regional thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like you don't go around
Pickles.
eating cheese curds around here, but People eating them with beer, man.
Right.
Right? Am I?
No.
I see
am
where you're trying
No.
to go with
I,
it.
I'm trying to go
He
somewhere
is
with it.
so nice to you, man.
I know.
I
He's my-
appreciate it.
I
He's
love Bro.
absolutely my favorite.
Yeah, I know. I got it. But
Can you not see that pickle?
so
and,
here's the thing, man. You tell me that people put a pickle in their beer, and I'm like, that is weird and odd. But then in the same breath, I say I really enjoy like a dill pickle sour beer. So
Yeah.
okay. Now I got to get me some Coors Lights and some pickles. Not those
You
pickles, though,
brought some
Brian.
whiskey
Not
pickles.
those damn pickles.
That's a Boilermaker pickle. Then you have the Coors Light plus that. It's a Boilermaker.
That
Plus,
could cure the
Try
plague.
and put
Probably.
the lid back on it so it doesn't get.
oh yeah.
So it doesn't
Pickle.
walk off of the table, out of the jar.
That's-
So there we
There's
go.
nothing's gonna survive that. That's
Yeah.
all pickle brine and booze.
Pickle
So.
brine and booze.
Yeah.
You know, I am a
Good.
firm believer in this. So if you got a cold,
Good thought.
if you got a light cold and you take you like a heavy shot of pickle juice, 9 out of 10 times it'll cure you. Yeah. And
Never heard that.
I wonder if
try.
it's maybe like the vinegar and salt just kind of doing their
The
thing.
garlic in there probably
Could be
helps
the
a lot.
garlic too. And you know what? I mean, you think about it, vinegar, salt, garlic, maybe.
Garlic is
Maybe.
like a natural assistant for, I forget what the term is, but for people like have asthma or whatever, garlic
Okay.
actually helps with the airways, opening them up naturally. Just
Bronchodilator.
yeah, I think
I that is
believe it
actually
is.
what
I
it's
think it's a
called, yeah.
But
bronchodilator.
I want garlic far away from any beer I drink.
Yeah, you
Like,
probably
I think I
do.
have to agree.
Yeah.
It falls into that savory category,
Uh-huh.
and I don't want any of my beers savory.
Meat and
Always-
garlic, pepperoni pizza beers.
No, no. Like my beers, I want refreshing at some point. You know,
Sure.
I like a good creamy stout. You know, that's probably the least refreshing beer I want to get. But savory is not anything I want to associate with a beer.
I like my
Have we
red
ever
ale,
done
medium
a-
rare.
Have we ever done a savory beer? The closest we would have had would have been Johnny
Saison with the tomatoes in it, but those were
sun-dried
sun-dried
tomato and
tomatoes,
basil.
and they were sweet. They
I
were
had
like
one.
Thank you,
raisins.
sir.
I had Wild Heavens beer with sun-dried tomato, and I liked it.
Yeah.
That's,
yeah.
Okay.
that's the
Oh,
only
that's
people
right. They
had
do
a-
that.
Attack of the
That's
Killer
right.
Tomatoes,
Yeah.
I think is what it was.
Yeah,
or
and I
something.
liked that.
Remember that one.
Yeah.
I don't know if they put fruit with it, but it was
Is that
good beer.
savory?
That's probably as savory as I'll get.
Because
Sun-dried
tomatoes bring a
tomatoes.
little sweetness too.
If
Yeah,
they're
so you
sun-dried,
have
they
that-
get very sweet
Yeah.
too.
Raisiny.
That yeah,
Like
with a hint of tomato, but like
Right.
raisins plus a little tomato, which is a weird combination, but it actually tastes pretty good.
Raisins and tomatoes.
Yeah, that's
raisins
right.
and tomatoes.
I'm gonna
Sounds
make up a
bad.
jar of that for next time on the show.
in whiskey.
In whiskey.
In whiskey. Do that in absinthe.
Oh yeah, there we
Yeah.
go. Yeah,
Let's stop right now and just start with let's bring some moonshine out.
that's right.
All right, we do.
We do have some
can, we
moonshine.
can
Oh, yeah.
accommodate that.
Take
We
that
can
back.
accommodate
Take it
that.
You can't bluff around here.
I know, man. I get on that when I walked in.
All right. I tell you what, when we come back in, guys, let's do a quick wrap up on our thoughts on the pickles and move on from Picklegate 2022.
Picklegate 2022.
Yeah.
So you're saying we got to try it again?
No,
No,
we
just-
informed our
Hey,
opinions.
but you know what? If you like it, I think you should enjoy it because I think it's something for everybody.
Yeah.
That, that there is something like I just don't like
Mhm.
pickles, but I feel like it didn't taste bad.
I like that you
it wasn't
tasted
off
it.
brand
Yeah.
of a pickle.
He doesn't even like pickles. He's like, I'll give it a shot. Like
Yeah,
he
man.
hated it the entire time, but he tried it. So
I'm a
that's
team
something.
player, man.
That's right. That's
I
I
like
do
that
like
about
good
you.
pickle. That
I
was
try anything once.
it's been a minute since I've did it, but that was my pandemic hobby is like pickling vegetables and fermenting vegetables. Like
Really?
I made sauerkraut, I made kimchi, pickled cauliflower, pickled carrots, pickled pickles, pickled cucumbers and that.
That's
so.
what you did during the pandemic.
Yeah. I love pickled beets. That's one of my favorite.
Really?
Pickled beets, maybe a little goat cheese sprinkled on it, some
Really?
onion,
Golly.
salt and pepper. Let's do it.
I want to like pickled beets more than I do.
I didn't
I
do
don't
any
think
of
I'm that
that.
into
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just don't
I
think
dig
I'm that
'em.
into it.
I usually I do quick pickle. Like I take vinegar, water, sugar, onions, and then I put a boatload of like black peppercorns in there and some garlic and salt, and then just pour it over and do a fridge pickle with a couple cans of canned beets. So,
You have all that laying around your kitchen.
oh sure, man,
Yeah.
I be cooking. I gotta
It's
do
got a
that,
spice
man.
cabinet, a
Yeah.
full-on cabinet,
I
walk-in
do,
spice
yeah.
cabinet.
I do, man. Yeah, I'll hook it. I've been meaning to up my. I want to do Szechuan cooking.
Golly,
Oh,
man.
So I
gotta get
feel like
those-
so behind.
Yeah.
See? You got to do it, man. Do you guys like Szechuan food or like hot and numbing chicken and that kind of stuff?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I've seen
Yeah.
that word on Uber Eats.
So
But
what is
what is
yeah.
it?
Almost
So
I've had it
Szechuan
before,
is my
technically.
favorite Of those I know, I won't say I'm that well versed in like Chinese food,
Right.
but Szechuan is on point. And there's a place called Firestone
Yeah.
up on Barrett Parkway in Kennesaw that's like the best around. I'm sure Buford Highway's got good stuff.
They have a chain and do almost exactly the same stuff in Buckhead. It's called Urban Woo.
Urban Woo. That's right. I was trying to remember
the stuff
the name,
is on
but
point. What is it? The fried fish with all the
fish,
cumin on it?
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh my
I think they
gosh.
just call it cumin fish. Don't they?
Probably.
It's like
yeah.
crispy fish nuggets with cumin and
Wow.
I think it's got
some herbs
Szechuan
and stuff
peppers in
on it,
there and
don't they?
herbs. Yeah. Oh my God, that
Yeah.
stuff is so good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nah. Different
good.
Asian cultures. I love that Vietnamese food. I'm
Oh yeah.
really into. Last night I think it was something like what you was describing.
Okay.
From Lula Bowls down on the south side, but yeah, I'll be
See?
looking for that.
Yeah, you have to check it out, man. It's good stuff.
Szechuan,
But that's what I was saying. I got to
Szechuan.
get. They have special peppers and stuff, peppers and peppercorns that give it their unique taste. So
Yeah.
I got to add that to my spice rack.
You know, I'm doing pepper beers, so I'm definitely paying attention to
Yeah.
anything that says
Oh, a
pepper.
Szechuan peppercorn beer that could be
Interesting.
Makes your tongue and lips tingle.
The peppercorn does.
Yeah, you'd be on.
Yeah.
I think you'd be into that.
Yeah.
Skinny has really led the way, man, on making dope
See?
beers, period, making recipes on beers, but pepper beers.
Yeah.
We got two that are doing real well at Atlantucky. A Habbo, we call it Habbo Manganero.
Habbo Manganero, right?
It's a mango, it's a habanero mango IPA.
Is it J. Kolsch?
J.
Is that
Kolsch.
the other
J.
one?
Kolsch is the jalapeno Kolsch
Right.
that we have.
J. Kolsch mango or Habbo
Yeah.
Manganero, J. Kolsch. yeah.
So we have a mango habanero IPA and we have a jalapeno Kolsch, and they're both doing well balanced, a little spicy on the second batch that we made. So
Okay.
yeah,
The
come
batch-
through now. Check it out.
The batch I had may have not been the second batch because it was pretty much you had the pepper
Yeah, it was
flavor, but
first
not a lot of
batch.
heat.
Well, on the J. Kolsch, there's no heat on it.
Okay.
Period.
Gotcha.
There won't be no heat on the J. Kolsch, but on the Habbo Manganero, I held back the first time.
He's gonna
Let
let
go a
her
little
rip
bit
the
the
second
second
time.
Second time,
All right.
you know, I kind of, it was in there, like
Good
a fart in
stuff.
the room. So it was there,
You know
man.
it's
and,
there.
It's there, man. So if you come back and try it, you'll taste the little bit of the heat from the habanero. But I also added the serranos in there too. So
Okay.
that's
Oh,
what you
cool.
kind of get
All right.
with that
Yeah.
the Habbo Manganero. It's two
Habbo
two
Serrano
peppers.
Manganero.
Yeah, the
I can't even say it.
Serranos, that's why I took the Serrano out.
Yeah.
'cause it
You
didn't
say the
wanna-
whole name and you open a portal and
That's right,
demons
open
come
the
out. It's
portal.
like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's see. Let's get back to the show. Nate, when you're ready, let's rock and roll, man.
Follow the Beer Guys on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Now, back to the Beer Guys Radio Show.
Shake it back.
Welcome back to the Beer Guys Radio Show. Remember, all episodes are available on demand. So if you missed the broadcast, get the podcast. Beer Guys Radio is available on the Podcast Park and all popular and unpopular podcasting apps. Let's get back to Atlantucky Brewing.
We're back. We're going to get back into Atlantucky details really soon, but I'm going to keep my pickle promise. Here,
The pickle
Brian.
promise, yeah.
And we'll make this quick. Brian, we consume the pickles. We discuss the pickles. What are your thoughts on the Jameson whiskey pickle?
I thought they were all right. I didn't love them as much as I hoped I would. And they would pickle up front and they kind of like mellowed into a Jameson on the backside. I'm thinking maybe I should go rye next time.
Okay. All
Yep.
right. Scales, what do you think, man?
Originally, I was thinking it was a bad idea. I tasted it and I thought it was a bad idea, but now I'm buzzed and I'm like, yeah, that was a good
You did-
idea.
all right. He's on board.
He's
now.
converted.
2 out of 3.
He's on board now. Skinny, what'd you think of these whiskey pickles?
Yeah, man. Like I said, I don't like pickles at the gate, so I was already uphill no. But there was no really all flavors on the backside of it like I thought it would be. I feel like the Jameson, if you was gonna do it, maybe a little more. It was very subdued on the palate, but like Scales, I did feel something about 30 seconds into it. They said,
All
yeah,
right. You're feeling those pickles, right?
the machine is working, so
Okay.
I gotta give it
okay.
1 out of 3.
I love that you tried it though. Like knowing he hated it going in, like, man,
We'll
I
give
hate
it a
pickles,
shot.
but he gave it
Yeah.
a shot anyway. Yeah.
It's a spirit of adventure,
I
man.
like
You got to
that.
do it. So,
Thank you.
I like pickles and I like whiskey, and I think that you managed to ruin both of those for me, Brian. So I think it made the pickle taste worse. I didn't get a lot of whiskey flavor in it. I really didn't taste the Jameson, and it kind of gave a mustard funk taste to the pickle, in my opinion. So overall, it's a no for me, dog.
Yeah.
But hey, it's fun to experiment.
I think the original source of this information is TikTok. So, I mean, that's
okay.
what you get when you
All
follow
right.
something on TikTok.
You're kind of like me. At least you tried it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you experimented, regardless of what the outcome was,
I saw that and I'm like, oh yeah, I got to do that.
It's a very scientific experiment.
It was, yes, the height of science there. Yeah. Well, guys, as we talked about in the first, you were starting to dive deeper into craft beer, really getting into the beer, learning the brewing, doing your collaborations. From the time you got, say, interested in craft beer to thinking and opening your brewery, what was your timeline there? How long did it take you to get through that?
I think Front Porch came first, right? Like we did collaborations before we actually felt like we would do it on our own. I think we was doing collaborations, looking at beer as a means to promote our music, if I'm correct. It's been about 5 years now, but we looked at beer as a way to promote music, promote Nappy Roots, to go around the country and do collaborations and do shows with the collaboration. And it just kind of add to Nappy Roots. It wasn't till, I guess, we tell the story of how I called Skinny after visiting Monday night, just hanging out with Peter and the crew. And I watched, I watched what they was doing for about an hour, and I loved thinking I knew how to make beer, which was furthest from the truth. I'm still learning how to make beer now. And but I called Skinny right away, like, yeah, man, I know how to do it. Like I just knew the basics of, the 4 elements of beer: yeast, water, hops, and grain. And so from there, though, Skinny was like, shit, let's do it. Let's talk tomorrow, man. Hit me up. We'll talk about making beer, whatever that means.
Right.
And so the process of me and him making beer in my garage was about 3 or 4 years, that we was just making beer probably twice a week in the garage. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
We were hanging out there those days, right?
There's a lot of people who could tell you the story of the first Atlantucky, how they came through and was a part of making the beer with us.
Yeah.
Seen us making beer on the 10-barrel system in the garage. So we went from that to a great opportunity coming to us through, thanks to Monday Night and the Russell family over in Castleberry Hills, who had a spot for us. And, it was only because we did those collaborations and we spent those hours in the garage making beer that they even thought about us. Like, it was no way we could actually start a brewery at the time, but we put it out there that we're doing beer. And we did collaborations on such a high level that when the opportunity came, it was like, those are the guys. And, we had to work our way to being ready for it,
Right.
But, it's kind of like dress for the job you want.
Yep. That's why you're wearing brewer's boots right now.
He is.
yeah.
He
Yes.
is absolutely wearing
Yes.
brewer's boots.
I've been on stage with him. I was on
Yep.
stage in Indiana with my brewer
Good
boots
stuff.
on. I get confused whether I'm a rapper or a brewer.
Yeah.
Maybe both. You should brew a beer at a concert one time, like right there on stage.
Man, you
Can
know how
you
much
rap and
focus
brew
it
at the
takes?
same time?
Do you know what I do before shows?
Yeah.
There's no way.
Try it, man. I've actually thought about that. I mean, I love to like sing along with songs, and I'll play all in all and sing along. And even listening to all these years, I still stumble over lyrics and that. I mean, to get up there and do that repeatedly and nail it.
What I found pretty cool, man, is that it's been plenty of times I've overdrank before shows, and that was liquor. I found that beer just get me in the right place.
Gotcha.
I'm still social. I'm still able to pronounce my words, and it's just cool. It's a conversation piece. Like, I can hold a beer in my hand and share a conversation with somebody backstage, and when it's time to do the show, I got the energy I need.
Well, we haven't seen you on TMZ yet, so
Not yet.
So you're doing it. So it hasn't got too out of hand.
It hadn't. They hadn't
because
hoped.
they'll be looking if you do.
I'm waiting to see a whole designer line of brewers boots now. I think you got to come out with that.
Fashionable brewers.
Yeah.
boots.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to say
See?
anything. We have to
Brian?
cut this out of the show.
Yeah. This
Brewers
is
boots
private
on the way.
information there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
coming, man. That's part of Atlantucky. Our goal is to, like I used to say, make the best beer in the world, but I don't really want to say that. We just want to contribute as much as we can to the beer community.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like we can offer something that nobody else can offer, and we just want to contribute that as Atlantucky.
Now, you mentioned that when you guys first started doing this, that the purpose was really to promote Nappy Roots, to have a beer, do this collaboration and promote Nappy Roots. And we have known other artists that have done collaborations and they never touch a mash paddle or anything like that. It's more of a branding thing. And we had, I won't mention anyone's name, but we had a band out of Chicago and said, hey, they're doing a show in Atlanta. They'd like to come on your show.
Yeah.
And when I started talking to them about talking about beer, they're like, no, they don't know this. They don't know that. I don't know what they thought they talk about on a beer show, but it was a branding thing. They did it to get their name on it. And I'm sure they will enjoy drinking it. Even in the early days of this, even though it was for Nappy Roots promotion, you guys still got dirty doing this, right? Got in there, helped out.
I mean, in the beginning, that's all we had to offer. Like, whatever we're grown men, whatever we're a part of, we want to be a part of and carry our own weight. So we was always in the brewery, whether it was Scofflaw, Monday Night, Arches, Cherry Street, whoever we did a collab with, we said, what can we do? At the time, we didn't know how to make beer on that level.
Right.
We was just getting in the game. And by this time we knew we didn't just want a brand. We wanted to make beer ourselves. So it was years, like 3 years of just a course of like school, just learning. So we didn't mind dumping grains, whatever we need to do, taking the trash out, cleaning up, whatever we need to do, we was down to do it.
How many, you said dumping grains. I think you're talking about like emptying out the mash tun and that, but have you had to dump any of your batches yet?
Ooh.
Any bad beers yet?
You know what? We have.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
A stout.
All right.
Oh, no.
Our Atlantucky Mud.
Was it really?
Oh,
yeah,
man.
and I'm telling the story because of one of our fault. It was a piece of equipment. Well, one of our tanks stopped at lower temperature too early.
Okay, gotcha.
Without us seeing it, and it didn't ferment to its full extent.
I see. That's I think any brewer who does a lot, you're gonna have a couple that just you don't best
something goes sideways,
best
man.
attitude.
You get little organisms in there and they might just check out and just not do their job,
Yeah, so it was a technical error. Yeah.
We tried to do a homebrew barrel aged stout one time. We got like a 15-gallon barrel, small barrel, and we basically made like 12 gallons of barrel aged diesel fuel.
Yeah, or kerosene or something like that. Oh man, that stuff was rough.
Fun stuff. You're listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We need to take another break, but we will be right back with more from Atlantucky Brewing.
Diesel fuel.
Yeah, I'm saying.
We good now.
We're good.
We just had to clear the music there. The radio folks require us to have 10 seconds of music with no voice.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's because the way their system uses to queue up stuff.
You had me muted. Okay.
Yeah.
I know y'all dealing with different routes. I mean,
shit, it is.
You're moving up, man.
Yeah.
Trying, man.
Doing what we can.
I mean,
the struggle is real.
Well, and we've got the different tracks, so if it comes down to it, we can always just chop out. We can just chop out the audio, so it's not a big deal.
Normally we make a note, but Nate wasn't paying attention. He was looking at his phone, so he missed you say that, so he doesn't have a timestamp.
He does. I was doing this, but I was trying to watch.
I was doing this too.
Man. He's like, oh, she's beautiful. Oh my gosh, look at that.
Playing a game,
Oh,
probably
probably.
Kingdom Crashers or something. Today is Give Nate Shit Day. See, I can say it at this time.
Yeah.
So
now it's just live stream. Anything goes at this point.
Anything goes.
Did
you catch that one?
What's
You
that?
slacked off for a second.
We got some people
Are you
left.
just splitting which
What's that?
segment? You
That's
missed
what I was doing earlier. I was trying
note.
to reshare it.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah.
said you
Started
forgot.
blasting on my
And then
phone.
this
Yeah.
week, and then this week,
I didn't want y'all to think I was
playing
sitting there.
games or texting.
I wasn't.
Who were
I
you
wasn't sure.
texting?
Like he definitely
Who-
checked
what's
in
her
on the
name?
stream. Yeah.
So, just giving. I'm just giving you.
Yeah.
grief.
You want to?
This is a word weird multi
Yeah.
universe type.
We got a little of the lag. He's trying to reshare it over there, but
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
so we got the humdinger.
I think we close out with humdinger.
Okay.
What's up
So
with those chips?
you want some? You want?
Oh, what do
Do
you?
you want kimchi barbecue pork rinds, Doritos, or freeze dried okra?
Okay.
He's like Doritos.
He
please.
looked at the okra. I'm like, what are you even talking about?
Doritos.
I don't know about
please.
barbecue pork rinds. I tried one.
They're
Yeah.
actually good. I
These
think
are
those,
Korean kimchi barbecue pork
I
rinds.
love kimchi.
They're worth trying once
I don't
anyway.
know what kimchi even is, but
Fermented food.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
fermented
fermented
Korean
cabbage.
fish
You
sauce,
can
and
do more
hot
than
peppers.
cabbage though.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can.
People do it with like
String
carrots
beans, I
and
heard.
string
Yeah.
beans and pretty much anything you want to
Wrecking
throw
Bar
in there.
does a collard green kimchi
Collard
that
greens.
they have up there.
I think it's basically it's like a type of sauce. I think or what? It's a
Just anything with sugar in it.
is that
Yeah,
what-
like the gochujang pepper.
yeah.
and-
It's got to have like I think it needs to have that particular pepper
Yeah.
to be on point. But
and usually some fish sauce, or some of them use like squid. They'll dice up squid and put in there,
oh, okay.
or dried shrimps. Maple blondie brownie.
You like okra? You ever had some
I heard
freeze dried
like putting
okra?
it underground and shit.
Oh yeah, like burying it down there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
There you go. Have some Doritos.
Yeah, a few Doritos.
Damn, these are good as hell.
I like those. Those are
Yeah,
tasty.
the pork rinds, those are good, aren't they?
I
Yeah.
like kimchi rice.
Oh yes.
What I guess it's just cabbage mixed with rice.
Take some. I
Yeah.
haven't had Doritos in a little while.
You know what
I'm overdue.
Like talking about cooking, when I make my kimchi at home, I like to make like teriyaki chicken that's really just chicken and teriyaki sauce, nothing fancy. And I put that over some sticky rice and then a big pile of kimchi. That's a meal, man. That's all you need.
kimchi. Interesting.
Yeah.
Kimchi good. Do you eat this stuff cold or hot?
I eat it cold, and I like sauerkraut though. If I do sauerkraut, sometimes I'll do like sausage and kraut where I heat it up.
Mm.
But if you eat it cold, you get the probiotics from it too.
If you warm it up,
So,
you
So if you warm
yeah.
it, you kill it.
if you heat it, if you get it like hot, you can warm it a little bit. I don't remember what the temperature is, but you
Room
kill the
temp probably
probiotics.
best.
Yeah, room
Right
temp's
before.
good. Yep.
Oh my gosh, Anthony Story sent me a what is it? Wicked pickle? It's looks like it's a
Anthony Story logged in.
He was up
on there.
I think he's texting him now.
Hey, Story, that's the home
Yeah,
man.
Story.
yeah, Wicked Pickle Whiskey. It's a pickle whiskey,
I was
so
going to
it's
say on here, but I kind of didn't want to give my idea with pickled pilsner, but
you already said it before and I have a question
Pickle
about
Pilsner.
pickled pilsner.
Yeah.
But that's based on the whole South Dakota thing.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe I know I wasn't dreaming, man. Like
Yeah.
I got to make sure Skinny seen it too.
The pickle
and it ain't
was
just
the
a
whole
story I'm
dream,
making
man.
up.
It's all a dream.
But maybe
I
it's a
gotta
good
look
dream,
home.
man. Maybe it's one of those dreams that reveals the
The
future.
fever dream.
Like
Yeah.
maybe I'm building something up that's it happened, man. But no other people do it. For y'all not to know about it.
Yeah, I don't-
means
I've seen
something.
pickled eggs on a bar before, where people
Pickled
like
eggs,
old
yeah.
school,
I'll tear
you know,
some
pickled
pickled
eggs,
eggs.
and you have it with your beer.
Pickled sausages.
Aye.
Like those
Look,
hot
I've seen
pickled
those too, yeah.
sausages.
I haven't seen either in a
Pickle
while,
and
but let me
Yeah.
get some of that.
beer. Pickle and beer, of course, ready.
I'm gonna try to get a little bit of this, but I want to save some for you. I can't even tell how much is in there.
Yeah, it's a thing, man. It ain't just me.
Mapley.
But I'm sure you can look up anything. And
What part of country were you in?
South Dakota.
Oh,
It
South
says
Dakota?
South Dakota foods.
That's what I was gonna say. I bet it's yeah, you got it there probably.
Well, there's some of the maple blondie brownie left for you. Oh, did I put brownie in the when I wrote down the run a show or the
Can we
Yeah, I did.
pop a beer open on something cool?
What's the yeah,
It
man?
ain't something.
You want something
there's a
like
little bit
light
left in
and-
there. You want
Would
another?
grab us a pills or some kind of lager?
I
some
mean, we
drink of it?
close out with.
You want another fruited sour? You want that, or you want like a lager pilsner?
Shit, I want you to take us there. Lead,
All right,
you
man.
lead the interview.
Nate, it's you, man. You choose.
He really liked the idea of the
Is this the,
Let's introduce him to some tripping animals.
Okay.
Which one is that?
That's something
Power
I brought-
Haze Blast.
That's
Sour
something-
ale with berries.
That's something I brought in.
Oh, okay. Is it like the Mountain Dew Baja Blast in beer form?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Baja Blast in
With a
beer form.
frog. I like that label. That's really cool art there. What do we got? What else we got? Oh, that blackberry cream is good from
Oh, that's Fossil Cove?
Fossil Cove.
Yeah, the Fossil
Yeah.
Cove Black. Oh, that's a good
That
one.
looks
We got
dope.
some
I would buy
Lorelei.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
would buy that
cool,
at the
huh?
store.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's
Check that out.
Fossil
There's a
Cove is
couple more.
what is that, Arkansas? Is it
Yep.
like
Arkansas.
northeast
Fayetteville.
Arkansas or
I've
something
never
like that?
been.
Yeah.
Is it a cream ale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little fruit in it and everything. Yeah.
Over University of Arkansas Razorbacks.
Huh?
Go
Yeah,
Hogs.
they make some they have a bunch of fun artwork on the cans. They make some pretty solid beers too.
I think this one's a little much for me. It's a little intense. The
Yeah,
the blondie,
the maple
What about
the
it?
blondie brownie maple. It's I think it's
It's a lot.
a bit intense. Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's yeah, that's intense. It's intense.
It
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Kind of want to have to go there to drink that. Like ready to turn up. It's like 11% or more, or some shit like that.
Oh yeah, this is even saying here. It's probably should.
Like I felt I needed a sip of water after I took a drink of that.
Yeah,
Like
that's
11%.
Little palate.
this is a small format drinker. Like this bottle's enough for several people. Yeah, it's 10.5%, so right around
Pickled
11. Yep,
pig's
you're right. Right on point.
I've never had a pickled pig's foot.
I've seen them, I think, but I've
I've
never
seen 'em.
had
I
them.
know of
Yeah, I'm not a.
I've not.
I've tried. Was it duck feet in a Chinese restaurant at one
Probably
of the?
chicken.
Was it maybe it was
They do
chicken foot?
feet
It
a
was-
lot. I
okay,
don't like them at all. They're very
They're-
cartilagey.
the one
gristly.
I had had a lot of very small bones in it,
Yes.
and I found that
Yeah.
it was a lot of effort for not much of
Some
anything I
people
really
love 'em.
wanted
Well,
to.
they do
I
hold
really
flavor
wanted,
really
yeah.
good, and certain people love that texture.
Yeah,
of that. I'm not one of
it
those.
was kind of
dope, too.
gelatinous. I thought
Yeah.
the
I
way
like
it was
the label on that one. That's cool.
the way it was
very-
provided
yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
We got
That's
you a
dope.
couple of fun ones
I like
over there.
those.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
There you go, man.
cool
These
ones.
lagers are great though.
Yeah, this Wren House out of Arizona.
I like that.
Uh-huh.
I believe I believe that was one of the ones I stopped in at when I was in
Yeah.
Arizona a few years back. So,
I wish we had some cans of the piggyback cocktails.
oh yeah,
Those were good.
Yeah.
Those were really good.
Your call, man.
either way, man.
Let's say which one would you grab on the
Berries and
shelf?
berries. The
I would
Yeah,
grab
which
both
one?
of them.
We grab them both.
I would.
Cream. got-
Okay, I
cream
think
got-
Yeah,
Man's
there you go.
Story is sending more pictures too. Let's see what he's got here.
Yeah, he texted
Tell
me.
the story
Oh,
to bring them by the brewery. Let me see them close.
Put it-
Wicked pickle. He sent me an article about putting a pickle in
putting
a
a
beer.
pickle in a beer. Oddly delicious Midwestern thing.
The Midwest.
Man, you're not kidding. Right there, pickle in a beer. Scales called it. He's not crazy.
Skin it. Do you remember? Like it's basic beer they
Yeah.
would put in it.
Yeah.
I because
All right,
nobody
man.
else knows it, man. And
All right.
I'm wondering,
Now, I'm gonna get myself a shaker pint. I'm gonna grab one of them pickles out. I'm gonna pour myself a lager. And I'm gonna dump it in there. I'm gonna try that out. See what happens.
You
I'll be
gonna
like-
talk about it or you're gonna do it.
Well, I
Whoa.
mean, do we have a
Big
shaker
boy
pint?
talk.
Yeah.
I may have to go into the brewery to grab enough of a beer to pull that off.
I think this
Oh, you know
could
what?
work
I got
good
that.
if you
I got
more
that
of
crowler.
those.
Are you
Oh,
gonna
I think that's
talk
our
about
last
it or
two.
Be about it.
I'm all about it. I'm limited on resources at the very moment. Lad.
Brian,
So,
I would love your review on it
okay.
because I vouched for it. Like I
You
ordered
did
it.
try it when you were
Yeah, I
out there?
did
Okay.
try it when I was
yeah.
there, and I said I get it.
So
got
what'd
that
you
one.
do, Paps? They have a picture of Paps Blue Ribbon. What'd you
I
do?
think
it
I
with?
did Miller Lite. That was my drink in college. So I said if I'm gonna do it,
All
they
right.
was drinking Coors. Like I might did Coors, but it was one of those two.
I'm gonna go out
hands.
and do you recall what the Iron Monger? They've got a lager and it's a very popular one, and I forget what it's. What is it?
Is it the 0 mile?
The 0 Mile. I'll get a
Okay.
shaker pint of that. And I'll drop a
Alright.
pickle in. We'll see what happens.
I'm interested.
Don't fear the reaper.
It'll be like a
Uh-huh.
Boilermaker because the pickles are already
guess so.
whiskied, so it's gonna be super South Dakota.
Now
Sounds
that,
like a terrible
that does
It's very
change the
light on
game a
whiskey,
little bit.
It
but-
is, yeah. But I think it's
It
in
might
there.
be
I think
good.
you just don't- I think the booze is in there.
I think we creating
So-
something, man.
I
I
hope
think
so.
we're passing
There's magic happening.
I
here.
mean,
with y'all's reach.
do we want to wait for Nate's volunteer to run over there and grab
let's
a?
get back.
Yeah,
on
let's
the
do it.
show.
Let's do
We'll
the show,
get
and then we
here in a
can
little bit. Yeah, let's
get it in the
on
next
there.
segment, maybe, or
Let's
something.
get on it.
Here we go. Hands got a edition.
South Dakota Martini. The South Dakota Martini, man. So that's what you call your beer
Wow.
when you do
Dakota
it. The South Dakota
Wow.
Martini.
Appreciate you, Aunt.
All right.
You're the best.
All
You're the
right.
best. Thank you.
So you guys ever drink much from Shiner?
Oh yeah.
Because I'm telling you, Shiner, I think they're loved in Texas but I think they're underrated, man. I dig their stuff. And
Like the
Shiner Bach,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
a
it's
solid beer, man.
solid.
That's a good
It
Bach
is.
beer. I enjoy that. But they did some beers they call Tall Tales. Does this have the trail mix?
It does. That's why I bought it.
Alright.
I found it. I found
Let's
it
put
mixed.
y'all got to try this.
The trail mix beer.
Let's-
Oh,
Oh,
Do we have
Skinny.
the Texas Margarita or Texas Martini.
we might be out of the Texas
Okay.
Martini.
And that's who did the strawberry blonde that we was drinking a lot
Yeah,
of.
they do a good
Okay,
one of
yeah.
those.
Really good strawberry
The one we
blonde.
What's-
had
yeah.
at the
Yeah.
What's the seasonal one? Like a peach something. I forget what the heck of the name is
Cheer.
called. It's just called
Cheer.
Cheer. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Pecan and peach. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's such a great beer. It's such
Yeah.
Where
And the dude is-
Texas?
Yeah, it's the Spetzel Brewery.
Spetzel
in
Brewery,
Shiner,
yeah.
Texas, right?
Shiner, Texas. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
wow.
So I might be going to Texas later on this year. I should see if
Yeah.
that's anywhere near where I'm going to be. I haven't even looked
Man,
into
I
it.
can't remember his name. What's the brewer's name at Shiner?
Oh,
Jimmy Marek.
That sounds right. That sounds right.
Just
Glad you remembered.
he does these little 30-second videos or people that'll ask little cheesy questions and
Oh, those
they'll
are
say,
great. Yeah.
Like they've got twist offs on their beers. And someone they show a sign and they're like, "Hey Jimmy, why does Shiner beer have twist offs?" And it just pans to him. He goes, "To get the beer out." And that's it. That's it. It's like
you got it's worth checking out just for that.
It's fun. Man.
It's
fun.
It's good stuff. That guy's been, was it like 30 years he's been with the
He's been there
brewery?
a while.
Yeah, he's been
Well,
there
when I
for
was
a
over in
long while.
Mississippi, my sister lives in rural Mississippi. There was nothing there, but Shiner Bach was there. So when I was over there at the holidays, that kind of kept me going, man. I had some
Whoa.
Shiner Bach. So it was that and
Helped you out.
one from the Louisiana brewery.
Oh,
They
from
do Giacomo.
Jacob.
and-
Yeah.
from Abita. And I
Abita,
forget which
yeah.
Abita.
Abita.
I think it was Purple Haze.
Purple Haze.
So they had
Yep.
Shiner Bach and an Abita. So those were the choices.
Those
I like the
Abita,
Purple Haze a
that
little
Purple
bit, yeah.
Haze got quite the following for quite a while.
It did.
It was a big
Yeah.
beer. I want to say
Uh-huh.
mid aughts. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
it was
Abita
everywhere.
In general was, you
Yeah.
know, you had they were making some hot stuff.
They
at
had the
time.
distro that a lot of places didn't have at
Uh-huh.
that time, and they probably still have a pretty good distro. I still see their stuff around. It's just like they don't have. They're now one fish in a huge school of fish instead of
Right.
being one
Yeah.
of one of the main
Gotcha.
fish there. So
Yep.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Cool. All right,
All right.
guys, let's dive back in segment 3. I'm gonna need those, right?
yeah, you might want to.
Gracias, senor. Gracias.
Follow the Beer Guys on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Cannonball coming.
Now, back to the Beer Guys radio show.
Welcome back to the Beer Guys Radio Show. I want to give a quick shout out to one of our great radio affiliates, Extra 106.3 FM in Marietta, Georgia. Catch Beer Guys Radio on Extra 106.3 every Saturday at 4 p.m. Now let's get back to Atlantucky Brewing.
Mr. Skinny DeVille, I have a question for you, sir.
Yes, sir.
So you guys are still crafty rappers in addition to being brewers, right?
That's correct.
How do you balance like keeping up a brewing schedule with your music touring and keeping up with that? Are able to do both?
Yeah. So before the pandemic, we was doing 75 to, close to 100 shows a year. During the pandemic, as it lightened up a little bit towards the end of the worst part, we still hit a couple shows, but our plan was to not do as many. So we're doing about 2 shows a month now.
All right. Yeah.
So not as much by any means, a third of what we would do. And then we're spending, as far as me and Scales are concerned, 6-7 days a week with one off day a month, maybe at the brewery, just to,
Wow.
we're in the studio making music as well on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So the brewery's closed on Mondays and Tuesdays.
Okay,
So that allows
that
us
gets
to,
you the time to get out
that
there.
gives us a little break to get in the studio on Mondays and Tuesdays.
Okay.
But then as we're brewing, we use Mondays as our prep day, which is a light day. And then we brew early and we're out of there by 6 or 7. So we still have time to get home to the family and hang out and do that. And as the brewery opens up as a tap room, you know, we have employees that can handle that. It's not like we're there all the time, but we like hanging out and have fun. So we figured out a nice rhythm and pattern how we can rock and still be brewers, rappers, and still be husbands to our family and, you know,
dads,
providers.
husbands, friends, all of that. Do it all, right?
But if we was on the road, we would spend all that time traveling, like literally getting from one place to the other. Whether you're in a car or a plane, you're still checking in somewhere or you're sitting in traffic, or that's lost time that we can't get back sitting and looking at each other in a tight, compact vehicle. So we try to be limited on that and put more time now towards the things that we really are also equally passionate about. And the universe figures out how to work it all out to make it, to find time for what we need to do.
Well, that's when I hear you guys go on tour, like you're talking about. We go to South Dakota, we're over in, Idaho, Montana, Colorado, all through there. I'm like, man, that's a lot of travel.
That's a lot,
and it's so it's something, man, keep you busy. But it's cool
especially
that
if
you're
you're
able
on
to
the
do all
road.
that.
Yeah,
right, exactly, on the road. Like you can't brew, but in a tour bus. So
but
maybe.
Traveling is craft beer is a regional thing. So if you can travel doing other business but still visit breweries like we've done for the past 4 or 5 years, that's a really cool thing. Like we've taken advantage of Nappy Roots being on tour as Atlantucky. When we show up as Nappy Roots, we show up to do a Nappy Roots show, but we do Atlantucky business when we pull up, as well.
Yeah.
So it has its advantages, man.
Yeah.
Doubling down a bit. Yeah.
Do you guys do many or a lot of shows at breweries?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know I've seen more of that with different places.
Yeah, no, we have a lot of breweries that have popped up on our tour schedule that are looking for that. We've done collabs with some of these breweries and had a beer there that is waiting for us when we get there. And then we done some things for their like 1 year anniversary, like we did with the Monday night or the grand opening, and we're open to that. And I think a lot of breweries see that in us and say, okay, these guys know the deal. And we want those guys to participate in, hey, let's make a beer. Because we know about beer that we're like, yeah, let's make a, apple pie pale ale if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
All right. But
No, we won't do that. Like we
have
the kind of knowledge to know.
We've done some things that like we done like Oktoberfest for a brewery that was for their event. We've done some things.
I mean, we won't do.
Were you wearing lederhosen while you're up on stage?
No.
No.
Like I think the beer industry around the country has appreciated us because we don't come in saying let's do an apple pie IPA. It's
I
like
was just speaking crazy.
But yeah. But
you get where I was going.
You're making the point, and both ways. But yeah, it's cool, man, to be a part of it and to be able to travel and to get the respect of Nappy Roots, but also the respect that these guys really into beer.
Right.
They're trying to learn and do it.
Yeah.
Now, did I see that you guys had picked up, or you have one of your employees doing some brewing part time for you, or something like? Did I see that right? I think I saw it on social media.
We have employees.
Not
some of them are in the brew house in the back of the house.
Okay.
We have some that are artists back there as well, but like
it's mostly you guys doing the brewing.
Atlantucky's kind of a weird thing. It's me and Scales mostly in the back of the house that are really coming up with the beers and making them, and then we have help that's on the production side as well as the packaging side in a sense. So we have a team that helps us when we're not there, and also that knows what to do to assist. So
you mentioned something, Skinny, that I recall now that you mentioned it, being down there and meeting a younger fella, and I forget his name right now, but he was an artist, and he mentioned that he was there learning about beer. And do you guys see that much? I mean, do you get a lot of artists that come in there, because, hey, this is Nappy Roots Brewery? Do you get guys stopping in for that reason?
Yeah, I think the artist you're speaking of would be Fresh Ali, maybe.
Okay. All right.
That helps us make beer. There we have about 2 or 3 other artists that work there that are rappers, aspiring artists. I would say that.
That's
but,
pretty cool.
Yeah, man. So we're helping
Yeah.
out other artists and trying to get them artists don't want to work at McDonald's or nothing.
Yeah.
They want to work in no spot where they feel, not as an artist. So at least at Atlantucky, you can still be around your peers and still feel like, you're respectable, but still get a shot maybe one day and do what you do without having to say, I got a real quote unquote job. You know what I'm saying? But
you're not too far from your dream.
Right.
Yeah. And it's something that, I mean, talking about being at Atlantucky, your tap room is unique. You've got an art gallery there. There's a stage for concerts and that. So you're an event venue, an art gallery, a tap room, a brewery. That's where we met DJ Jelly that joined us recently.
Yeah.
He was there for your Nappy Hour.
Yeah.
And spinning. So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's where we met him was there. So
He came in and hung out with us on the show. Yeah.
Y'all are welcome, man. That's a great guy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah.
But that's what we talk about. I think through you guys, we talk about, hey, we met this person because of you, and we met this person because of you.
Same here.
I think we have similar but unique friend sets, and I think we both met a good number of people from hanging around with each other.
Got a
Drinking
good
beer.
A friend exchange going on.
The power of beer.
That's power of beer.
Man, y'all are one of my cards in my pocket, man. I pull y'all name, when I really need it, man. I pull that big. It's my big joke
beer guy.
It's gold and it shines. Like, what is that? Oh, it's my beer guy's card.
It's like a Willy Wonka ticket.
It is.
Yes.
The golden ticket.
And it does come in a candy bar most of the time. So, I mean, it makes sense.
Yes. Well, guys, what is next? What do you guys want to do? What's next level for Atlantucky?
Man, a lot. Me and Skinny can give you 100 answers. Half of them probably be mutual, half will be, some of his ideas. And I will be the same way. It's so much, man, but we want to, I could tell you something we do both agree on, is we want to take it nationally. Like, we want to take the beer out to as many places as we can, and we're working on ways to do that. Just like Nappy Roots is a national brand, we want Atlantucky to be as well. So that's just one of the places. I can go on and on, but
I heard you're working on some distribution stuff, right? Is that still in the works, or is that pretty solid at this point? Is that definitely happening, or?
Yep, distribution in Georgia. We're really working hard on locking that down because this is home. But also some other places too, man. Other states that we're not afraid to dive into.
Got to get Kentucky, of course.
Of course.
Got to be Kentucky, no doubt.
Yeah.
That's it. Georgia, Kentucky. That's where.
That's right. That's why it's called Atlantucky. Just Georgia and Kentucky. That's all you got.
Well, we got our sights set on the West Coast as well. We're working with a few of the breweries that we did beers with. For example, Full Circle out of California and Against the Grain out of Kentucky, to give us some of those opportunities to get beer out there. So we're going to contract brew for the next year or so, and while we're building up our canning line for, the home base, and then just build everything out through what we're doing between the recipes that we're making with in-house and the collaborations to get us the nationwide exposure. And that's the goal, man, is just to get the brand out there to as many people as we can and just have fun doing it, man. Cans and kegs.
Can't argue with that, man.
Yeah, can't.
Shows and flows, festivals, just people talking about it from the top to the bottom to the left to the right, man. That should give us 20 years of.
There you go. The next stage, right?
That's it, man, in a nutshell.
Good stuff. You're listening to the Beer Guys Radio. We're going to take another break, but we'll be back very soon with more from Atlantucky Brewing.
That's green. My bad.
No, that's cool. I mean, he saw that color, and I didn't even realize what color it was. I looked over and went, "Oh my god!"
Yes,
that's green.
I didn't even know that was coming out that way. Jesus.
You want a pickle to go with that?
You should. I mean, y'all should say something about this shit before so much opens up.
See, this is a surprise to me too. No, I had no idea.
Shit is elixir. What is it?
Yeah. I think it's a sports drink. It just has alcohol in it.
Did you sign the waiver?
Yeah.
Shit,
Guys
man.
Radio.
Is it gonna come out this color? I should be worried.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably glowing too. Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah, you know what? When it comes out, you turn off the lights, you get a strobing effect. It's great. You love it. Love it.
That's crazy.
It's ground effects for your. Never mind. We'll just won't even go there.
This is
Never.
beer though, for real.
Oh yeah.
Sour beer.
I mean, as far as I know,
Is that food coloring that? Is that what the deal is?
It's got
I think it might be the. Maybe it's the fruit, but I'm guessing maybe they added a little food coloring to it. That says berries.
I mean, it tastes like a melted popsicle.
Yeah, I'm guessing
It's good.
Power
but
Haze Blast.
Yeah,
okay,
It's very sweet.
that's
like
probably what they
syrup.
were shooting for.
That one's tasty. I like the snafu one. That watermelon Jolly Rancher. I like that one.
Yeah,
a little
that
bit.
Was
yeah.
that your
Correct.
favorite one from when we?
It was that we had from them.
They had the
was
strawberry
another
squared one.
That was
The
good
Jolly
too.
Rancher was good, but
Yeah.
That was good
You
too.
know, towards the bottom, yours is starting to look more like a sports drink. His is a lot more like
Yeah, I got
clear green.
Skinny. I got all the electrolytes in mine, so when we run a foot race later, I'm totally gonna beat you.
you know what? With or without this, you probably would beat me right now.
I don't know about that.
I'm high.
All right, in that case, you know what? You make a compelling argument. I'm gonna go with it.
Humdinger.
Y'all breaking that out right now?
Soon.
Today?
Today.
Do you want me to open up the other one on your birthday? You said it was you
You
want.
got two of them, so
Oh, I got another one.
Oh, were you wanting to hold one to your birthday?
no worries. I just haven't had it in 2 or 3 years. No, I had it. We had it. It was like the soft opening. I feel like we had the
Check 'em
humdinger.
out. Beer Guys Radio.
So I'm not mad at it. I just haven't
right.
had it in a while.
Well, yeah, we're streaming.
But let's do it, man. Like my mom
Are you
ain't
ready?
raised no bitch.
Man, we should be.
I'm
recording this. We're
drinking
getting
green
some good
shit, so-
clips. We're
He's
getting
drinking
good
green
clips.
shit. Let's go. I got
Taste this.
if you want, but I've got one left.
Just
Beyond
hold
that.
one, August 22nd, come to the brewery.
All right. You got to remind me. I'm gonna try to remember, but you got to remind me.
I just gotta take a picture of it to say, look what I
Oh
found.
yeah.
What is?
Oh, definitely get a picture of it.
Where
We're
is
gonna
the
pick with
future
you.
for this? Like, is this where beer?
No.
No,
It's
this is not.
Beer's going the way of the Pilsner.
What?
It's
But it's
2018
two different kinds of beers. It's
It is.
beers you want to crush
That's
and
4
beers you
years
want to
ago.
go be like. My friend's growler shop. That's one beer. Or Beer Girl in Hateville.
Yep.
And then there's the other beer that you want to see in Kroger's. Like that's two totally different beers though.
Yeah, but the guy over at Beer Girl, he's been getting more like the saisons, the old world style stuff. That's usually what I deliver to him
For real?
when I'm going to see him. Yeah.
Here's what we need to do one time to kind of run the gamut. Both Brickstore Pub and Halfway Crooks do a Kolsch service occasionally.
Oh
Cold
yeah.
Are you
Service?
familiar with a Kolsch service?
No, what's that?
So they're 20 centiliter glasses, 20 centiliter.
20. It might be
So
20
they're
centiliter.
tall, skinny glasses of Kolsch. And you go in and they give you a coaster and they put the coaster down like that and you get a beer and they mark it on there. And then you just set in the beer garden and they come around with trays full of this beer. And if your beer is empty, they give you another one and mark it off. And you sit there and you chill with your friends and you drink Kolsch. And it's every time it goes empty, you get a full beer.
Only Coast though?
Well, it's normally, yes.
Normally, yeah.
These are one of the Sunday kicking back drinking because, like
It's
you
a
said, there's
traditional
different
thing.
Yeah.
ways of
Yeah.
drinking.
Yeah.
This is one you're just going to crush some Kolsch's.
Right.
And
You're not analyzing it.
exactly. That's one where you're sitting there just enjoying the beer and enjoying conversation and company with friends.
You need a J. Kolsch service. That's what you need.
a
You
J. Kolsch service.
just
you
hang
gonna
it-
have to- You're gonna have to analyze that.
Yeah.
Like,
now you got
you're
to.
not just drinking our J Coach and not talking about it.
Oh, you would
Oh,
be.
you can't get away with just
Oh,
Yeah,
th-
jalapeno
sitting
beer, period. You
oh
gotta-
jalapeno. That's a little different.
yeah, that's
I
not.
would-
let me
story
taste
there.
it and keep my.
I would.
Yeah.
I would sign up for that. I'm like, bring me another one. Sip on that one. I could
They
taste
did
it.
the
Enjoy it.
alt beer and the Kolsch one time.
They did,
but
yeah.
Last time it was just the Kolsch. And what is it? Reinsdorf?
Rothaus? Are you talking about that
The
or?
Kolsch? The one
No.
that's kind of the traditional Kolsch service Kolsch.
Oh, I don't actually.
like that.
I'm not actually sure.
Yeah, it's fun, man. It's so chill.
It's
You
kind
know?
of. I feel like it's replacing champagne. It's like a champagne vibe
Yeah.
where
just-
you come into a party, you get free champagne glass. Every time it's empty, they come give you another.
Get
You know,
going
Coach
there.
is just a light.
It's a little
beer.
bit
Just a
like
light
that.
drink,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's,
Drink
they'll
beer,
bring it
yeah.
around. Except in this case, you're paying for it, so they're marking it off. But at the end of the day, you settle up. But
Yeah.
it depending on how they've done it, we've done it two different ways. I think we did it one way where you prepaid
You
and
get
then
sausage. Yeah, they changed it where it's like you paid for 5.
yeah.
And the last time it was just however many tick marks.
They
were in
they
the
they
boat.
realize that like the real way to do it is just like just keep bringing it and marking it off, and then when you leave, you settle up. They count up the tick marks, and that's how much you pay for.
Man, just try that, man.
Yeah.
I like Coach. I like we've been drinking Iron Shield's Coach,
Oh yeah.
which I love Iron Shield.
Yeah.
I'm a big
See if you
fan
can
of
talk
that
them
beer.
into doing a Kolsch service over there. You know, Aaron, maybe he'll get that happening.
Yeah.
So I like that's one way of drinking. That's one way I like. And of course,
Right.
this is another way, man. We're cracking different beers, we're sampling, we're talking about them. That's a fun way to do it. My third way, man, is a good meal and good beer. Like go to Goodword, and Goodword's just stellar, man, especially like their Pilsners and that. And the food there is just phenomenal. So to go over there,
Good food and good beer
heck
together.
yes, man.
A good
Yeah.
meal, basically.
A
and
good meal. Man, I went there one time and they had, I think we had a lobster roll, and then they had gnocchi with like shredded pork cheeks and a Gruyere truffle fondue on it and stuff. And then they had a chocolate torte that was 24 karat gold leaf on the top of it and that. And
Did you say shredded pork cheeks?
pork cheeks,
or
man.
spread pork?
Shredded.
Okay.
Shredded.
I can't
Spreaded
get
pork
past that.
cheeks sounds dirty,
It does.
doesn't it?
It does sound-
Yeah.
it
Good
sounds-
and dirty.
It's got some
but-
spreaded pork cheeks.
okay,
Spreaded.
I missed everything you said after that.
Shredded.
But-
Yeah, it just shoot. What'd he say?
It's kind of like
What'd he
Boston,
say?
but
Yeah.
Boston
Eh,
butt.
Sounds-
Yeah,
You get it?
Boston butt,
Come
but
in for the
dirty.
Boston butt and spreaded pork cheeks.
sir, this is a family restaurant.
Right.
You need to see upstairs.
Yeah, that's right.
Holla at Elroy. He'll get you together.
That's right. Knock on that door
It's like
over
food
there.
porn.
They'll,
It's like
they'll get
food
you
porn.
taken
It's
care
like-
of.
Yep. What'd you
Oh
say?
man.
What was that?
All right, I'm not fucking with you.
Okay.
What was that?
I'm drinking
On
green
that-
shit and about to crack open a humdinger.
You also ate a whiskey pit bar earlier. So
You did.
We're good. We're in much better shape than we was the other time we was here.
There's
I
still
will
time.
say that.
You know, I
I
listened.
gotta get out of here soon.
Yeah.
I can't be fucking drinking chocolate fucking
I listened to that show, the finished version of it. You guys sounded fun to me. You didn't sound like you were, suffering or anything. You
Okay,
seemed like
great.
everything was going well. Like you might have felt terrible the next day. I don't know. That wasn't recorded, so I mean,
Right.
ain't no
It
telling.
was the way home that
It was
I
the
knew
way
that this is where you knew you fucked up.
I think so. We won't be too bad, but I know on more than several occasions, Skinny has told me irritably, "I'm not drinking with you guys again."
He said it again.
Yeah.
He said it again when
I
it
said
came
when I
in
walked
here.
in. It's just
I ain't
you,
drinking.
but you still keep me.
Brian's feeding you liquor pickles, Skinny.
I like how he blames you.
Look, I'm giving him beer. Brian's got a fifth of whiskey.
That's
and
right.
some liquor pickles on-
For the record, I didn't do the Jameson. I don't like
All right.
liquor in green bottles, so that's another thing I don't.
Oh, okay. I got some brown bottle liquor over there for you.
Clear
if you
bottles
want.
too, huh?
And clear, yeah. You're-
Shot of moonshine, you got me. But neither here nor there. Let's try this because now that I see it,
No, you can't have any now.
I know.
Give me
I talk
grief.
myself out of it.
Yeah.
He's looking out for you, Skinny.
All right, here we go,
No,
man.
you
Let's
got to
do
have
it.
some of this.
Nah, man, I got to, man. Like,
Got
I'm
to.
here.
There you
Hey,
go, Mr.
pop the
DeVille.
top.
Boom.
I seen a little steam come out of that.
Little
Little mist.
had a little,
A
there,
A little
yeah, it was
little
good.
floating CO2 on the
was
top of
good.
it.
My dad still has one, but he kept it in the window. It's still
Oh,
in the
did
window.
okay.
Oh,
Is he
Yeah.
a drinker or was he just like
Nah, but
he's
he'll
just keeping his boys
keep the
beer?
bottles, keeping his
Yeah,
boys. beer,
yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, leave.
Proud of
man.
his
Like,
son,
this is a
man.
moment.
Uh-huh.
This is like 4
This
years
is a
ago.
moment. Let
Yeah.
me get a picture of this moment. Right
yeah, 2018.
It was like June
I think.
15th or some shit like that, 2018.
Yeah, probably.
Look good on you, man.
Magic moment.
Shout out to Odell.
The last one we had held up well. I'm hoping this one held up as well.
The
So
last one was good.
Yeah.
Head on that
sure
beer.
enough.
it is 4 years old. So
Yeah.
fingers
That's 4
crossed,
years
man.
Old Nappy Roots
That's
beer.
good packaging right there.
It's a 4-year-old
Oh,
Nappy Roots
no, no.
beer.
Shoot.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
I don't know how much that shit would be worth right now, but
I don't know. You know what? I never try selling the beers. I get them and I just drink them later, man.
This is the beer we made right here. How long ago?
350.
2018. This is so it's 4 years old.
Yeah, that's it.
You look down here, you got the proof right there.
I mean, hey man, if we go out like fucking Sweet Home Alabama, what was it?
Sweet home.
Leonard Skinner. Yeah, we go out like them. That shit's gonna be sky high. Hold on to one, man, just in case I go.
Just in case.
Blaze of glory.
I think this
There
is
you go.
probably your
Game
best
song.
Or I go out like
collaboration. This
OJ.
one right
So,
here. I
Let
think
me,
so.
you know what? Before you do anything
our
too
best
crazy,
collab?
let
I
me
think it's
get
your
some
best
signed
collaboration.
vinyl and stuff
Thank
from
you,
you
bro.
guys. So let me take full advantage of this, Skinny, if it's gonna happen.
telling you, man.
Just in case.
Get some and I'll sign it and just give me 2 extra ones. So I can
Okay.
give it to my kids.
We'll
so they
do
can
it,
have
man.
the
Sure
biggest.
enough. Absolutely.
What are we getting signed?
Wherever you're
We're gonna
finding
get
Nappy
memorabilia
Roots.
signed just in case some crazy shit happens.
Okay.
So we've got signed stuff. And write something cryptic on it, like I always knew it would end this way, Skinny DeVille.
Yeah.
And
Oh
that's it.
yeah.
Just nothing like that. And then and then on scales, you can sign it. Did you say spreaded pork? Sincerely, Fish Scales.
I'm gonna sign it over my dead body.
Over this.
2 eyes
Yes.
looking at you.
Over
like,
my
Yes.
dead body. Eyes X'd out.
XO.
When I put this stuff on eBay, I'm gonna get so many questions from
cryptic.
law enforcement.
It's like
Is that cryptic?
it's like did you threaten them?
Over my dead body, kisses and hugs. What does
Right.
that mean?
Yes.
What
Yeah.
does that mean? It's like, you know,
man.
they're trying to find like gold in somewhere in Panama.
That's a beer name. That's a beer name. Over my dead body, kisses and hugs.
That's
Comma,
it.
kisses and hugs.
And he needs to draw a fake map, so they're looking for something like make it kind of look like stuff. I think that's
Like the
Georgia.
Legend of Curly's Gold.
And
Yes.
you know there'll be a bunch of
There'll
of old college professors all thinking they know exactly where it is and spending like 20 years trying to figure that out.
Yep.
Oh man, that shit still smells amazing.
You know what?
Golly.
Skinny, I got it. And we're not recording now. We're on. Whoever's watching on Facebook, y'all know our plan. Do that, then disappear. 5 years.
Just completely disappear.
I'll make the money from the eBay sales, and then we'll relaunch by you were found in Costa Rica. And we'll split all the profits from all of this.
Well, when they
trust
rewind
you,
this
Tim.
episode, they'll know
Yeah,
I
we'll
went
be
to
good.
Belize for my retirement. And I'll be
Belize, huh?
gone.
All right.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to
there we
Belize,
go.
man, at 65
All right.
and enjoy
Got it
at least a
figured out.
decade out there.
That's
Wait,
cool.
So if the beer name's over your dead body, it's a pickle beer, right?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, actually it is.
There you
It might well be.
Actually it is.
Yeah.
With croutons, because
With
Pickle beer with croutons.
croutons. It's
beer.
basically a
croutons in the
salad.
mash. There's the 2 things I cannot stand is pickles and croutons. So you are absolutely right.
Oh, you don't
So
like
just
croutons.
in general
Nah,
is
man.
like a blanket statement.
Yeah, I have a
Yeah,
theory.
the
It's
whole
called
theory
the
behind it.
it's actually called the crouton factor or theory,
Okay,
depending
all
on how you look at it. But it's also the no static factor or theory. It's too much of anything makes you an addict. And when I was younger, I just ate a shit ton of croutons because they were there, and I used to like them a lot.
Okay.
I just ate so much of them, and I just got sick of them. To where it made me
Crouton
nauseous.
burnout. Okay.
That
And
is
I
in
don't-
one of your songs. Too much of anything makes you an addict.
Yeah.
I remember that line. I'm like, I like that
Too
line.
much of anything.
Yeah, man. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't invent that, but I just agreed with it. I just agreed with it. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I don't eat croutons or pickles because I ate too much of them when I was little, and I
You-
got sick of them.
You were
So-
guilty of loving them too much.
Gin is also on that list of things I don't fuck with.
What's the third one? What was it?
Gin.
Gin. Okay. So in Jackson, Mississippi, there is an upscale country catfish restaurant called Cock of the Walk. And one of their things that they served was fried pickles. And it's the first place I had ever personally experienced fried pickles because we moved down south from Nebraska and we didn't have those in Nebraska. So we get down there and I love these things. And they had a single serve and a family serve plate of these pickles. And one time we went down there and and I was a kid, I was like 11 or 12, and they put me and my cousin at a small table next to them, and we got the family size pickles. I swear, Skinny, it was 20 years before I could touch another one. I hated those things so much.
That's what I'm saying, man.
And I'm still not like every now and then I like pickles, but I actually feel a little queasy just at the thought of fried pickles.
It's moderation, man. You got to learn.
Yeah.
I learned moderation at an early age, is where you just can't overdo what you really, really like. And then
Fried-
to the point where you're
I'm,
burnt out.
I'm
on it.
sorry for you though, because fried pickles are amazing.
Great, man.
And I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
I got real
fried
close to
tomatoes.
overdoing it.
Fried
I got
green
You like those?
tomatoes.
Fried green tomatoes? Yeah.
Those
Totally
good stuff.
different though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Not as
Not the
good.
same-
not
fried
yeah, not the
pickles,
same.
Not the same at all.
I'll
Yeah.
take over fried tomatoes. But
You're
Both fried and
yes,
green is
I,
just-
we're in agreement on this side
I
when it
would
comes to
take
pickles.
fried green tomatoes over. Also, some fried okra. I'm down to clown with
I like fried okra. I'm down with
Yeah.
fried okra.
you know, there's one food that exists on this planet that I don't eat. Well, of course, I'm exaggerating, but is okra.
Really?
Okra? Not,
Oh.
not
I eat
about it,
everything.
huh?
I even
You sure? I mean, I got
it was,
some right.
It was eggplant and okra.
Yeah, I'm not a big
Pause,
fan of
but now I
eggplant.
can't do eggplant.
Yeah, I'm iffy on that. Yeah.
The
I don't
same
like salmon.
sliminess. You don't like salmon?
Salmon's mine. I don't like
yeah,
salmon.
I don't.
Yeah.
So my dad's
love
like that.
salmon.
My dad
What?
hates salmon too.
I love salmon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
most
down
dry.
with
You
it.
know what? I don't like
Too dry.
hummus.
No,
You don't like
it's-
hummus?
It's too pungent.
How about the
for me.
bean hummus? They will use like
Too-
black
too
bean
pungent,
hummus and
too
other things.
Strong, too
I never
rich.
had it because it
But
has.
I like
hummus on
smoked
it.
salmon
Okay.
sometimes. I don't like hummus because of all the hummus.
That's right.
No, I
Fair.
tried a black bean
Fair.
hummus if I didn't like the first part of it.
It's like it's
What
still
about-
hummus.
What
Uh,
about guacamole?
I'm on board. I'm there.
Love me some guacamole. I'm all about that.
Guacamole.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's there, I'm not gonna throw the plate away or nothing, but it just might.
There's a reason why he's skinny DeVille. He's there's so many things
Yeah.
he ain't eating. He ain't even touching that.
Is those things create fat or it's like no? I'm skinny DeVille because it's how my mama. Well, never mind.
Yeah.
He's- okay.
I'm just
My
I'm
mama
just
was named Skinny. I took over her alias when she could no longer be skinny because she had 4 kids.
oh, okay,
Okay.
gotcha.
All
Oh, you
right.
took
You
the
know-
mantle on. Yeah,
Yeah,
all
I
right.
carried on like Junior.
Gotcha, gotcha.
I love
Funny
my
thing
mama.
is, he said you're skinny because you don't eat all these.
I'm
things.
like all these things you staying eating. You're like you
Yeah.
can't. There's only a few things you'll eat. That's why he's so skinny.
Ribs.
Yeah.
I tear some ribs,
Ribs,
up.
okay.
Beef tips. The pork rinds was cool, but I
Well,
prefer Doritos.
Yeah. The
we
Doritos are
came
good.
to your
We both
joint.
enjoy beers, so I feel like that's what should give me the not skinny part.
That-
That
that'll
should
do it.
That
It
should
will.
do it. Yeah.
That gives me the dad bod I enjoy.
We were down when you guys did the whole hog there one time at
yeah.
Scale's place.
Mhm.
And I mean,
Oh,
of course, you got
yeah.
the mac
That
and
was
cheese
amazing.
and the potato salad and
my
all,
Lord,
that,
crazy.
all that stuff.
gonna do
was
that
all
again.
good.
Yeah.
Man, that was
When
good.
invite us.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
It'll probably be
I
around
got-
our anniversary. We'll do like the whole hog and do some really cool shit.
All right.
Our problem is we don't know when our anniversary should be. Should it be when we had our soft opening or the grand opening or when we got the keys?
Yeah. Or the second soft open.
So I will tell you this: I've seen brewers just play loose with that. They pick a date and say,
Does
"You know
anybody
what?
know when it happened?
Yeah, they're like kind of like we do it this day. Lincoln Fill
Lincoln
Station.
Fill Station does
They
Tiny
do
Palooza.
those. All of theirs are half.
Go with when the
Yeah.
weather's good.
Yeah,
Let's go with that.
exactly.
Look at the
man.
calendar.
That's
Best
it.
weather.
See when you
Yeah.
see what you a day in the year that you know will always be good. Like
You
it's
know.
not going to overlap
So
with
we
anything
get
else.
got
Yeah.
the keys to the castle day, which is September 7th,
Uh,
which is almost around Nappy Roots
Well,
Day, which is September
yeah.
16th.
Atlanta's still
Okay.
good. Then. You know, somebody told us that the most beer is sold in May.
In May.
No, April.
Okay.
No. March is what he said.
March.
March?
Yeah.
Now
March.
I have no idea who to believe. We
Yeah.
got- we
No.
got a
The
quarter
most
of the
beer
year
is sold
coming.
in March, according to a
Because
lot
of the
the
weather change.
Okay.
Okay.
Getting
In
there, starting
Atlanta,
to
at
get
least.
and ready. All right. I get
Well,
that.
and
I
you've
can
got
get it.
St.
festivals
Patty's
start.
Day in there
Yeah.
too. Like
Yeah.
festivals will start St. Patrick's Day, and
Yeah.
We
people
want to
go
be
nuts for
probably
that.
before the festivals, but still not cold.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We're gonna figure it out, but yeah.
Catch it towards the end there. Right. Yeah. Find a nice, you want it to be nice, but not hot. You know,
Yeah.
you could do it early fall,
Spring or fall, yeah.
spring. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna do Atlantucky Fest, and keep it pimp. So February 4th is when we opened up as a grand opening. So
Okay. There you go.
Well,
That's it. But you got to be careful because we went to Little Beer Fest in Duluth in April of 2021, and it was like 90 degrees and sweating. And we went in April of this year, and it literally snowed.
It actually snowed. Yeah.
June last year.
June last
Was it June
year?
last year?
Then it
I think
was-
that,
Yeah, and then it was April this year.
Okay.
Oh, it was April.
I thought they were. in
and
the
it did
same month.
snow.
Okay.
It did actually
Okay.
snow in April.
It
though.
snowed in
Yeah.
April.
we're only gonna do leap year.
Yeah, only leap
That's
year.
There you go.
That's it, man.
That's
Well,
it.
are you gonna? Is it gonna be your 4th, 8th, 12th anniversary, or will it just be 1 year each every 4 years?
1, 4, 12.
One for
Okay.
every
4,
4.
8.
All right. Yeah,
So
yeah.
we'll actually be 12 years, but we be celebrating the 3rd
The
year.
3rd.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
we just started,
Cool.
but we so experienced.
That's it.
Like
We're only
college.
3 years old, man.
It'll be
3
like
years old.
it's almost like halfway to dog years. I'm like, wow,
It
they've
is.
aged a
Beer
lot in 3
years, man.
years. Beer
Beer
years.
years.
Beer years.
Yeah.
Leap year years. Leap beer years.
The
yes.
beer
They're
years.
just called beer years, man.
Beer.
We need to leap
years.
out of it.
Leave
All
the
right.
leap out of it. Just beer years. Yeah. Cool.
So I
Beer
think-
years. Like
So we got a segment left. So we should talk about beers. I don't
Let's
think we
do
got
it.
Let's do
into
it.
any of the specifics, the beers.
Let's get,
like it.
Got some
back
pepper beers to talk
in
about and
into
everything
it.
else.
All right, here we
Lagers.
go.
Let's do it.
Follow the Beer Guys on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Now, back to the Beer Guys Radio Show.
Welcome back to the Beer Guys Radio Show. If you enjoy the show, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/Beer Guys. Patrons get cool perks like Beer Guys swag and commercial-free episodes. Now let's get back to Atlantucky Brewing.
Atlantucky Brewing. We have Fish Scales and Skinny DeVille here. Proprietors, brewers, crafty rappers.
Crafty Rappers.
Having a good time with it. So, guys, I have a question for you. As recently new brewery owners, someone looking to open a brewery, are there any things that you would tell them to look out for that maybe you didn't think to look out for before you got started?
Yes.
It sounds like yes.
Yes. All right. So I would say, where are you starting from? Do you have a location that's already
Right.
figured out? Do you have negotiations with the landlord? Do you already have a lawyer or accountant already in tow? Do you have a business plan? Or are you just making beer at home with a good 5-gallon bucket and some good recipes? Like, there's levels to it that you just don't understand from just saying, I want to make a beer, build a brewery, that I saw coming, but I didn't even see them at the fast pace that they were going to come.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So just as a little background, so me and Scales are partners. We started this idea. It was his idea, really. He just brought me into it to you know,
To drink beer.
Make
to
some
drink
pepper
beer
beers,
and
man.
and to
Drinking
share
partner.
Right.
to
You
share
gotta have a
his
drink buddy,
ideas.
man.
So, but
Now don't listen to
I
that.
see so much of it that is a lot of what we talk about as homebrewers that a lot of people won't see as opening up a brewery. Like, there's taxes, there's licenses, there's permits, there's things you have to apply for, there's people you have to talk to. You have to go here to get this. From there, you got to go here to get that. That's just to open up. If you open it up, there's so many things you have to have in play. It's almost like trying to be a rapper almost. It's literally almost trying to be a rapper. You can rap all you want on the corner and freestyle with your homies on the way from school. But if you really want to be a rapper, you have to have the business mind behind it. And making beer is one thing, but actually opening a brewery for real is a whole nother set of things that I enjoy doing, but it's just so much more that most people won't factor into just enjoying drinking beer. So I would say, get with a good attorney, get with a good accountant, have a business plan that you know you can follow, be realistic in your goals and ideas, and be prepared to spend at least $100,000 to $250,000 trying to get it off the ground. And there's a lot of breweries that go from that on the way up.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm just talking about even a 1 barrel to 3 barrel system. You're going to need at least $250,000 to play with,
Yeah.
because you have to get started.
And that's, in all honesty, that's inexpensive. Like,
Yeah.
if you're
That's just
only
getting
putting
started.
$250,000 into it, like you mentioned, you guys started off with a fairly small brew house to get things going.
Yeah.
And I heard a joke one time, maybe not a joke. They're like, if you think you need $1 million to open your brewery, make sure you got $2 million. ready.
Absolutely,
You know,
man.
just be
And
ready
if you
for
think
it.
you can do it in 3 months, just know it's going to take you a year. Like, you got to be patient. And that's the biggest thing most people can't afford is time and patience.
Sure.
And that's
Yeah.
what you need, especially during well, we're on the backside of this pandemic, but there's always going to be something that's coming up that's going to slow you down in what you want to achieve. And that's almost the universe and time and gravity just pushing against what you really want. If it was that easy, everybody would have one.
That's true.
And you got to have time and dedication and patience and persistence. And again, surround yourself with a good team, because once you get those things like we're talking about, now it has to run. you know, properly and then optimally, so you're spending less money and making and maximizing the most. And again, like I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Scales, and he's the brewer. And I'm sure he'd be like, yeah, likewise, because I'm handling all the stuff he probably doesn't want to do either.
You got to have that. You got to have someone to handle two sides.
You got to be
of things,
prepared
yeah.
if you want to have a brewery to clean the toilets and mop the floor.
I don't
Take
like
out the
doing either of
trash.
those things. Pass.
That's a good
I know, man, but you got to, man.
That's the reason why we're
I have a
talking
radio
about
show,
it instead of
Breweries,
doing it.
Yeah.
half of 75% of owning a brewery is cleaning, because it ain't just the beer you're making. You want the people to come in there and be comfortable sitting in whatever it is, and it can't look like a locker room or a dorm. You know what I'm saying? And we're men, and so I look at all those things as I was running a club and how we tour as Nappy Roots. I wouldn't want to go into a club that's out icky and sticky, and I want to perform. I don't want to sit down there and people want to come in. Those businesses don't ever last. But the ones that are very prestigious and are high end, you know, those are the ones that people come back to and pay top dollar for. And so we look at it from the music business, and we're bringing that into the brewing business in a sense. And so we're blessed to have those two things working for us. But I think a proper staffing team and patience and a business plan and all the things that I mentioned, like a lawyer and accountants to pay taxes and to make sure that your name is copyrighted so it doesn't get taken from you halfway through, and the beer names you're coming out with that you're going to the market with are squared away, and from the federal to the state and the city are all squared away, so they're not coming and shutting you down, and your neighborhood planning unit is aware. Like, all those things have to happen before you open a brewery if you're really serious about opening a brewery. If not, just brew beer in the garage like we did forever, man, and just hang out and have cookouts every now and then and just make beer and have fun doing that, man, and you'll save a lot of money.
You know, you mentioned that, Skinny, and I think that's the thing that can draw a lot of people into the business of it and maybe not think about it, is hanging in the garage, brewing a small batch with your buddies, having a barbecue, smoking some cigars or whatever you
like
to do.
That's the life.
Is fun.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's fun, man. And people think I can do this. And no doubt that owning and I can't say this, I don't own a brewery, but I hang out with people that own breweries.
Well, you have a radio station right next to a brewery.
That's true.
And but it is fun, but it's still a business. It's still work. You know, you gotta put on your brewer boots, right, Scales?
Exactly.
He didn't even take him on. Take him off. He still got him on. I love that you asked Skinny that, and he absolutely came alive. I do too. He's the most enthusiastic I've seen him all evening. You got in that business. The business mind opened up. Yeah, that's right. He's all about some business.
I think you told me before, Skinny, that was kind of your thing with Nappy Roots as well. The business side of the business, right?
Yeah, man. I'm a professional recluse. I'm an introvert. I don't like really hanging around a lot of people, but I see the things that can make a machine work, and I'm intrigued by those things. Like, Scales could talk to me all day about, we're going to here to try this beer. It's like, yeah. But once he starts showing me the brewery side of it and how the beer is made, that's when he had my attention. And so I like to build things and problem solve. Like, we had a problem as Nappy Roots. How can we figure out how to do what we want to do the rest of our lives and still make money? And it can't be rap forever because we're in our 40s. And we had that question in our 30s. And it's like, you don't want to be 65 having that same question and that problem is not solved.
Right.
So you got to think of things that you can do that no one else is doing and figure out a fresh idea. And as rappers and as African Americans and creatives, craft beer is something that I can see opportunities for us to have fun and still be who we are and hang out together and be friends and still build something that we can survive on and build something for our kids to live on. So it was a fresh idea that I liked, an opportunity and a challenge I accepted. And yeah, my eyes do light up when I talk about it because I've studied it enough to know the other side of it. He might tell you about every brewery we went to and the styles, but I can tell you what was in it and how it was made or the equipment they used or, you know, the grains and ingredients or the ABVs or how we got there. That's why I find fun doing the math and science of it.
Yeah, I get it.
It takes both of us to work to make Atlantucky what it is.
For sure.
It does, absolutely. And, you know, I've thought before, for a group to stay together 20 plus years, I mean, that couldn't have been an easy task. I know you've had a couple members that have ended up on TMZ occasionally, but I mean, for the core of you guys, you've been together over 20 years, right?
Over 20 years.
Over.
I met Skinny in 97. So
25 years.
Yeah.
Clutch and Skinny, basically started Nappy Roots in 93, 94, maybe.
95 is when we had the idea, but yeah, we were friends
Yeah,
since 93.
yeah. So yeah, man, it's been bubbling. We beyond friends. I consider myself smart, man, because I realize I'm not smart. So I need people around me who can do things that I don't do well.
Sure. Yeah.
And my brother Skinny, that's been our relationship since we met each other. He do so many things well that I don't. And I'm fortunate to learn from it, get motivated from it, and we motivate each other. And it gives me, Atlantucky gives me something to play my role for, and I give it my all. I'm like the Dennis Rodman of Atlantucky. I'll do whatever needs to be done.
You headed to South Korea?
He's
soon,
a
or
diplomat.
North Korea? North Korea there.
I mean,
will.
yeah,
Do they drink beer in North Korea?
Find out.
you
right?
might be able to talk him into it. I mean,
Yeah.
the Nappy Roots side of things, he might be sold on that. It's like,
Yeah.
you know what? Come on over, bring some of your beer.
But yeah, exactly. I would too, man, because I think beer bring people together. But nah, it ain't me. Skinny is there every morning. We brew every beer together. I never brewed a beer without him. Man, it's fun, man. It's just really fun being Atlantucky. And no, we're not rich off, this is not even the plan to get rich. We're really passionate about making beer.
That's awesome. Yeah. Now, I know we've seen Be Still, Clutch down there, and Blake. I think most times I come down there, but have you got any of them to buy in the way you two guys are? Are they beer fans, or do they just hang with their boys?
Are they into some of the beers?
Yeah, no. So Still in Clutch are up there in Louisville, and
Right.
they're working on. We mentioned off the record the beer that we're doing for the Midwest.
Right.
They're picking up the sales and working, from a distribution point of view of how can we get beers into places up in Kentucky that you guys are doing here in Atlanta? How can we get the beer up here? And so we're looking at routes and ways that we can get what we're doing down here, up there. And so they're very hands-on from that standpoint.
Okay.
And
cool.
they're very into it on the music. We'll send the music up there and they'll drop it right back down with finished verses. So we're still in cahoots. We're just in 2 different states working Atlantucky the best way we can.
Get together when you can, right?
All the time.
Good
Yeah,
stuff.
great, man.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Atlantucky Brewing. Visit their tap room in Atlanta, Georgia. Atlantucky on all the socials, right, guys?
Yes, sir, man.
Follow along, check them out. Skinny and Scales, always a pleasure, guys. We appreciate it.
Always
you, man.
present, man. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us.
Well, that about wraps it up for this episode of the Beer Guys Radio Show. Join us next week for a Mexican lager tasting. It's going to be a good
Ooh.
time. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great week, and don't forget to drink local. Cheers. Clear.
Yo,
Clear.
Done.
Y'all guys, for real. Y'all are impressive, bro.
Thank you,
Oh,
guys.
thanks,
We
man.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's real art. I took mass calm.
Yeah.
my
Guys, I'm going
first
to wrap up the
Mancom.
live stream real quick. I'll be right
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Facebook,
I know, I'm
YouTube,
sorry.
Twitter,
We'll be
Twitch,
back.
all you
All
guys,
right.
thank you so much for joining and hanging out with us.
All
We
right.
appreciate it very much. Join us next week. Mexican lager tasting. It's going to
Yes.
be a good time. Y'all have a good week. Cheers.